Hey guys, so I know some of you have brought up that you'd like to know more about my camera equipment and what I used to film, what I used to edit. And so I figured I'd show you. And I'd also like to show you what cameras I've had in the past. So my first video was posted with, and then what other cameras I bought throughout the years. And sort of worked my way up. And then you also ask what video editing software I use. So I thought I'd show you that also. Yes, let's do a run through here. So my first ever YouTube video is actually filmed on an iPhone 4, or is this a 4S? I think this is actually a 4S. An iPhone 4S, this is actually the exact same one that my first video was filmed on. My mom had an iPhone 4S, and I had a Lego thing that I built. It's actually still the first video on my channel if you want to scroll all the way back and find it. And I filmed it on this, and this worked great. I think this might actually do 1080p. I know it at least does 720p. And for a while, for my first couple of videos, I just used this. And then when I was in 7th grade, I think I got an iPhone 5. Since then, it died and we had to get rid of it. My sister had it, and then the screen started to come apart, and it was just bad. But I loved that phone while I had it. I actually still have the box from it right here. This thing was amazing. I used to be an iPhone fanboy back in my 7th grade and 8th grade years. Then I kind of started wanting a dedicated video camera that I could do stuff with. So I saved up enough money. Some of you guys may have heard of this. This is a Mobius Action Cam. And I filmed a lot of videos on this. I got a waterproof case for it and stuff. I don't know, it's fun. It does 1080p 30 FPS and 720p 60 FPS. And whenever we go on trips, I just bring this little guy along and point it and talk into it. It had a wide angle lens. And just sort of vlogged, I guess. I had this series called Montage Vlogs, but then I started to actually want to do like legit videos, sort of like what I do now. And I was like, okay, I need like an actual camera that doesn't have like a wide angle lens and crap audio. And so I picked up this guy. This is a Canon Vixia camcorder, and this thing still works great. I just don't use it as much anymore since I've gotten the camera I'm using now. Because the video quality isn't anywhere near as good on this as it is on this camera. I got this camera about a year ago, so I've been using this up until about a year ago. It gets the job done, and the big selling points were a removable battery, flip out screen that I could see myself with, right? Oh, it's gonna turn on. It had a mic input, and it had a headphone jack so I could listen to it. A dedicated SD card slot so I could record an SD card and just like try to dump it off my phone all the time. And optical image stabilization and optical zoom, which was wow. Optical image stabilization and zoom. So I thought this thing was really cool when I got it, and it still works great. It's still a nice little compact camera that you can use for stuff. The video quality isn't the best on it though, and it doesn't really have any low light capabilities whatsoever. So I tend not to use it very much, but I'm going to use it right now to show you guys what camera I'm filming on currently. Okay, so now I'm recording on this guy. You can see this is the camera I'm currently using. This is a Canon T5i. It does 1080p at 60 FPS, and you can see, oh look at that's what I see when I'm recording. And then this is a Sigma 18-35 1.8. I didn't tell you guys when I got this, but I got this thing about, oh I don't know, a few weeks ago, maybe about a month ago. I've been using it. And then on top of here I have a Rode Videomic Go, which is kind of pointing up a little bit too much. But this is a Rode Videomic Go, and I know it's not the best Rode mic, but I actually like it a lot because it doesn't have an onboard, it doesn't have a battery or anything on board. So I can just plug it into my camera and it always works. I don't have to worry about the battery dying or anything like that, or being in the right mode. So I like it a lot. And then this camera is really nice. I know it's a basic entry-level DSLR, but honestly for what I do, it's great. It does 1080p at 30 FPS. Eventually at some point I want to upgrade to a camera that does 60, or not 60 FPS, but 4K. But those cameras are expensive, so maybe someday I'll get a 4K camera. And I'll be able to use this lens on pretty much whatever camera I get because it's a great lens. But I haven't always been using this lens, so let me just switch back to the main camera now. So before I got the Sigma, I was actually using this guy. This is the Canon 18-55mm kit lens, and I actually like this thing. Wasn't very bad for what it was. It came with the camera, and it does 18-55 millimeters, and it's an f3.5 to 5.6. That was the thing I didn't like about it, is it didn't let much light in. You can get bokeh a little bit with 3.5. You actually get a decent amount of bokeh. You don't need like a 1.8 to get bokeh. But it was just, I couldn't take low light video or low light pictures very well, and I felt kind of limited, and I wanted something that like this that had 1.8. But a few things that I did like about it It has autofocus that's really quick. So it has STM autofocus, which is Canon's, like, in my opinion, it's their best autofocus. Really silent, really accurate, and it has an image stabilizer. So I probably will still use this thing because the Sigma is really big and heavy and like expensive, and I don't like taking it with me everywhere because it's for those reasons. So I still use this guy sometimes, especially outside where you don't need low light at all. It makes more sense because this is lighter and it has better autofocus, and it's less expensive, so I don't worry about breaking it and stuff. Yeah, so that's where I'm at now. In the future, so let's talk about what I want to do in the future. I would love to get a camera that does 4K, and I already mentioned that. But I'd love to do 4K because 4K is awesome, it's crispy, and awesome for what I do. I think it'd be cool. So maybe someday I'll get a 4K camera. The Panasonic GH5 is coming out soon, so maybe I'll take a look at that, but those cameras are expensive. So, I don't know, maybe one day I'll get a camera that can do 4K. As far as editing, I use Adobe Premiere, which isn't free unless, but yeah, that's what I use for my editing software. So I figured you guys kind of might want to see what I do when I'm shooting this B-roll. So you can see this is literally what's sitting on my desk, and this is the shot you get off of the camera. So I have these lights in the back here. These are like just like a strip of like these little, I don't know, individual lights, and I have those hung up. And then I just literally have one light up here, which is providing a balance off the ceiling. And then I have my camera set up. I'm shooting 1.8 at ISO 200 right now. And you're getting shots like this. And so these little lights back here are what give you those circular little, they're called bokeh balls. It's kind of hard to see here, but I'll cut to one. And that's how you get this kind of a shot. At least that's how I do it. There's obviously no one way for doing this, but yeah. Oh, okay, I gotta change my battery. And some of you guys might actually be wondering where I film all my videos. This is my bedroom. I kind of make it look bigger than it actually is in the videos. This isn't a very big room. You can see I put the camera in this corner over here. I zoom in and get some nice like bokeh in the background, and it makes it look a lot bigger than it is, but it's actually not. So my computer's over here, and this is where I film my B-roll. And then I usually stand about right here and I talk, and then the camera goes right there in the corner, and then I have a window right here, and then that's my bed. So this is my whole room. I charge my phone over there and stuff, my nightstand, and this is my desk. It's really not that big of a room. You can see the lights take up quite a bit of space, but this is where I film all my videos. I've actually been fine. It's not that big of a room. I mean, in the future I'd like to have a bigger area at some point, but it doesn't bother me. Yeah, so if you guys were wondering where I film my videos, that's where I am. So as far as the lighting I use, I have two of these. These are soft boxes. They have fluorescent CFLs inside of them, and then they have these stands that are adjustable, and then the light connects on here, and you can actually take the light off of here, and if you wanted to, you can mount it on something else. They're great. They were only 70 bucks to get two of them with the bulbs. You see, these are the bulbs that go inside of them. These things are huge. This is my hand. So for 70 bucks, this is a pretty good deal, although they are kind of flimsy. I don't like how flimsy they are. And my friend actually was using one time because he has the same ones, and they fell over and one of the bulbs broke, which wasn't good. So they're not the sturdiest tripods. The base is kind of small considering how tall they go. I mean, this thing will go up to the ceiling. But they're good for what I do. And they get that nice lighting. Like I try to get that even lighting usually, so they're good for that. Now ever since I've gotten the 1.8 lens that I'm using right now, they've almost been kind of bright to use for 1.8, so I don't always use both of them. Sometimes I'll only use one, just depends on what shots I'm doing. Thanks for watching this little behind the scenes, what I use to film, what camera gear I use, what I use to edit. I hope you enjoyed it. I generally like when people make these kind of videos because I'm always kind of wondering what they use to make their videos. So I hope you enjoyed it. Anyway, I'll talk to you guys later. Thanks for watching. Bye.